Finding Lonzie, our team coverage continues next on First Coast News at 6.
From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is First Coast News at 6.
The community still rallying behind the efforts to find little Lonzie Barton. And tonight, for the first time, we hear from Lonzie's mother's side of the family.
Lana's sister-in-law, Brittany Larimore, sat down with First Coast News' Hani Rodriguez in this exclusive interview. Hani's in the studio this evening.
I had the opportunity to talk with this family that is obviously devastated and heartbroken by the seemingly never-ending search for their lost little one. They tell me that they are in the dark as much as any of us are right now, with Lonzie still missing.
Every question that everyone else has, we have, and we haven't got to ask them. And right now, we're not really worried about that. We're worried about the baby.
A baby who stole everyone's heart.
He was a very happy baby with beautiful blue eyes, loved the water, loved animals. The last time I seen him and spent time with him, we were at a splash park in Lake Butler, and he just was in awe over the water.
Brittany says her last memories of him were just 2 weeks ago.
The last thing that he said, when he didn't say full sentences a lot, he could talk, but he just didn't talk very much. And he pointed to the slide at the splash park and said, "I want to slide." Because we were telling him no, because it was a big slide. "I want to slide." And he's smiling, looking at me. That's the last memory I have of him, sitting there saying that. And seeing his, you see his picture, his blonde hair, big blue eyes. "I want to slide."
But little Lonzie also had a love for animals.
He loves chickens. He'd always stand up on the front porch at my in-laws' house, and he'd say, "See, see, see," and he'd take a bite, and then he'd share the bread, with the chickens and the ducks, and he's just a normal, happy, loving baby.
A 21-month-old baby who's been missing for days, but not forgotten.
Everywhere we look, you see him. He hunted eggs here. The baby shower for her was here. This is, it's devastating, and anyone who has a kid knows it's devastating. If you're a mother and you've had a child, you know how heartbreaking it is to have to watch your child hurt.
And a little girl who misses her little brother.
She's hurting. That was her brother. They were very, very close. She's asked for him. She loves him. We all do. We just want to see him. We want him home. We want to know he's okay.
The family pleading with the main suspect in this case, Ruben Ebron.
I pray that he comes clean. I pray that he thinks about his children and his kids being babies and following them around and kissing them goodnight and tucking them into bed and chasing them around the yard, and that he thinks about the first time they picked up an Easter egg, or that they played or had their first birthday, and he sees these pictures of his first birthday and realizes this is somebody's baby and grandbaby, and that they deserve answers, no matter what.
Answers that don't seem to come soon enough, and time that keeps slipping away.
I just want peace for my family. I hope everyone knows we're grieving. We want him home, and we miss him, and we love him, and we just want him home.
The family is asking the community to continue to pray for Lonzie and to continue to share those photos that are on firstcoastnews.com.
All right, thank you very much, Hani. Now to the suspect in Lonzie's disappearance, the man in jail, Ruben Ebron. I talked with his father today by phone, and he says he and his wife are having trouble sleeping as parents right now. But yesterday at their home on the north side, I asked him about police calling his son a liar. The father told me Ruben said he's been 95% open with police. Ruben's father said he told his son he needs to be 100% honest. He doesn't believe his son would intentionally hurt a child.
Some people will say, obviously this dad, a Navy veteran, yourself, upstanding citizen, your neighbors say you're good people. But no parent wants to believe a child could do anything horrible.
That's correct.
So what is your response to that?
That's correct. No parent wants to believe that. And I don't think I'm being biased in it. I think I know my son well enough to know how much he loves kids. And that's why I say, and I looked him in his face and I told him, I believe that you would never do anything intentionally to hurt a child.
Now, folks have been asking us to see the entire interview I did uncut with William Ebron Sr. It is now online at firstcoastnews.com.
And the face and the voice for Jacksonville Sheriff's Office during the search has been Tom Hackney. He's the department's chief of investigations. He has provided the daily updates on the case, and at times he's spoken very candidly about the search and about Ruben Ebron. Well, today, he said he saw that interview, a clip of which you just saw right there. He shared his thoughts on it.
I was able to watch Ruben Ebron's father talk to the media. You know, he seems like a really good and decent man with a conscience. He wants to know answers, and he wants to believe his son when his son tells him that he had nothing to do with Lonzie's disappearance and what we feel to be Lonzie's death. You know, I really wish I could believe him when he tells me that, or when he tells his father that, but I can't. I know the evidence. I know the facts.
And Chief Hackney went on to say that it breaks his heart that he doesn't have answers yet in this case.
Now he says the evidence is leading them to believe this is more of a murder investigation than a recovery mission. First Coast News' Roger Reeder joins us live now with the latest on the search.
Well, Jeannie, this started out on Friday as a missing person, then an abduction. As you mentioned today, the Sheriff's Office says they're working in the direction of a murder investigation. The area of emphasis to try to find the little boy, Lonnie Barton, is here on the south side, south of the Avenues Mall. As you can see behind me, search crews have been on it all day, and they'll continue until the dark happens.
This is no magic act. This child just didn't poof disappear. We know who was responsible for this. And that's the frustrating part.
Frustrating for Chief Tom Hackney, knowing Lonzie Barton is somewhere, not knowing exactly where, but knowing who does.
I know who's responsible for it, and I know where to get the answer.
Ruben Ebron, according to investigators, is holding back. He's charged with child neglect. Hackney says JSO is building a case for murder.
It's coming together. Again, it's coming together right now without the body.
While Ebron, his mom, Lonzie Barton's 5-year-old sister, is answering questions as best she can.
That she's helping as much as she possibly can. She's with her mom. She's being cared for. She's being loved. She is where Lonzie should be.
The Sheriff's Office has been doing briefings twice daily, one earlier today, but no plans for one this evening unless there are significant developments. So tomorrow, noon, we'll get another briefing from Chief Tom Hackney on the progress being made in this recovery operation to try to find Lonzie Barton. Reporting live from the South Side, Roger Reeder, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you, Roger. And today, one of the First Coast News investigators, Clark Foraker, retraced Ruben Ebron's steps on Friday as we know them. And he continues our team coverage.
The timeline, or at least what we know of it from police, starts Thursday here at Wacko's when Ruben Ebron dropped off little Lonzie's mom for work. But after that, police say they're just not sure because Ebron hasn't been cooperative, they say. They say there's big holes in the timeline and big questions about when he left here, just where he went next. Drive with us and trace the path police say Ruben Ebron took the night Lonzie Barton disappeared.
I pray for answers and I pray for a successful resolution.
Police say there's a 4-hour hole before they're able to track Ebron's next location. Despite the fact that JSO says they don't have the exact detailed timeline of what happened that night, they do know that at 12:22, right around midnight, Ebron came here to the Powers Avenue laundromat to do a load of laundry. They say they don't know if little Lonzie was in the car, but on Friday they obtained surveillance video from this laundromat. They do say Ebron was here. What happens after that, though, is somewhat unclear. All the JSO knows is that at some point later, he ended up back at his apartment. Court records say Ebron left Lonzie in the car and went inside the apartment to use cocaine. Around 2 in the morning, 6 hours since he dropped off the little boy's mother, he called police. Once Ruben Ebron called police, it didn't take JSO long to find that orange and black car here on Cespedes Avenue. Little Lonzie was not inside. Ebron went to JSO headquarters, and initially police said he was cooperative. But as time went on, detectives said his story didn't match up. Late that night, Ruben Ebron was arrested. JSO now calling Ruben Ebron a primary suspect in this case. And Director Tom Hackney says the answers to it all are there in the jail because Ruben Ebron knows where he went and when he went there the night little Lonzie disappeared. And as investigators continue trying to find the toddler, they say Ruben Ebron has become less cooperative with their investigation. Downtown, I'm Clark Foraker, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
All right, thank you, Clark. We're told there will be a candlelight vigil for Lonzie at 7 o'clock tonight at Duck Pond Park in McClenny. You can see more on the story tonight on First Coast News at 11.
A local former elementary school teacher is arrested on a molestation charge, while parents are upset tonight with the school board.
Plus, crews are now searching near the Jacksonville area for 2 missing teenage boaters. The latest from the Coast Guard.
Most showers and thunderstorms off to our south and southwest. The front that came through the weekend, ground zero for the big rains over Tampa, but eventually a tropical low might form. We're watching closely from Tampa up toward Horseshoe Beach and Steinhatchee there at Dead Man's Bay. We'll see what that means for us in just a few minutes.
A Duval County schools teacher has been arrested, charged with child molestation. 57-year-old Douglas Bailey is a third-grade teacher at Thomas Jefferson Elementary.
Bailey was arrested Thursday and charged with 1 count of lewd molestation against a victim younger than 12 years old. First Coast News reporter Brittany Dion has learned the alleged victim is a student at the elementary school, and parents say they believe there could be other victims.
It's a tough conversation for Jeremy Henderson to have with his 9-year-old daughter, Helena.
I have to talk to them and ask them, hey, is anyone touching you? Ways they shouldn't, places they shouldn't. It's still hard to talk about.
Henderson is concerned and in shock. Helena's teacher, 57-year-old Douglas Bailey, was arrested Thursday and charged with lewd molestation of a child under the age of 12.
Didn't think something like that would ever happen to someone like at our school, in her class.
The Department of Children and Families say they've gotten 2 separate complaints from students who attend school here at Thomas Jefferson Elementary School, accusing third-grade teacher Douglas Bailey of molesting them. DCF says the first complaint was made in March. According to Henderson, Bailey, a third-grade reading and writing teacher, left the school shortly after.
I'm shocked at the school, even after I've asked several times what happened to Mr. Bailey, that they just kept telling me he was sick.
3 months later, Henderson says he found out about the allegations on Facebook rather than an alert from the school.
I was a parent of a student that was in his class. I should have been informed.
We asked the Duval County school system if they reported the allegations to parents. A rep told us she didn't know and is waiting for information about the case. For now, Henderson holds both of his daughters close.
I mean, once you come to that realization that it can happen to you, you need to ask them. And even if it's hard to do, you have to.
Bailey's bond has been set at $500,000. He's scheduled to be back in court in August. Brittany Dion reporting. First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you, Brittany. The Alachua County Sheriff's Office and Florida Department of Law Enforcement keep investigating a shooting on I-75 over the weekend. They say Earl Jackson fired several shots at an FHP trooper who was just stopping to help a stranded motorist. The suspect in Jackson later exchanged gunfire and Jackson was killed. Investigators say Jackson made comments that he was associated with the terrorist group ISIS before the shootout. So far, no connection to that group has been made. The FBI is continuing to investigate.
For families coping with serious illness, social media can be a virtual lifeline, helping people stay connected to family or friends, or even connecting with others who have similar circumstances. But it also exposes them at a time when they are most vulnerable. And as one Jacksonville mother discovered, not even a child's terminal illness is off limits for financial exploitation.
In the beginning, there wasn't really any thought of, oh my God, is this lady scamming me? I mean, I never thought with anybody. I never thought anybody would do that.
Tonight at 11, the First Coast News investigators tell you how a family's grief was compounded by financial loss. It's a story you will only see on First Coast News.
Well, Coast Guard rescue workers searching for two missing teen fishermen have expanded their search now north towards Jacksonville and Daytona Beach. 14-year-olds Austin Stephanos and Perry Cohen went fishing off the coast of Jupiter on Friday. They have not been heard from since. Their 19-foot boat found capsized on Sunday. Their families are asking people to check shorelines for any debris or maybe just some kind of clue that would lead to their sons. Family, friends, and football legend Joe Namath are also helping in the search.
We're just going to continue to try to find those kids. You know, anyone out there understands when someone needs help that we should lend a hand. This is a family here. We're all family, and we're trying to find these kids.
Coast Guard officials say so far they've searched an area roughly the size of Indiana for these two young boys.
Let's turn our focus now toward the stars tonight.
Indeed. Yeah, showers and thunderstorms beginning to decrease. I think for a lot of us tomorrow morning, skies will clear. And the ISS, haven't seen it in a while, International Space Station, tomorrow morning, 5:51. So that's pretty much just as dawn starts to deliver its light. Look off to the north to northeast, only for a minute, but at least it is coming back. Back to the Earth, and what I'm doing here now is I've combined radar and satellite. See, we see the clouds as well, because the front that settled south of the First Coast over the weekend and then stalled, we watch that for any tropical development. Nothing imminent there, but we start to see if there's anything spinning. Well, if you look closely here, see a few things going on, and there is some rotation here as far as the showers are concerned. On the other hand, notice what happened to the bright white. Those are the higher level clouds. Those are being torn off to the southwest. So good news there, unless you want tropical development. We have shear with that particular low. Here's another low. This is the more organized one. This is the one causing all of the flooding in and around the Tampa Bay area because of rains, and there is more on the way. And this little low here is more organized. Still a lot of shear there, but I do think the shear, the upper level winds going in the opposite direction that doesn't allow that system to develop kind of its own chimney, that shear might begin to decrease. So that'll be something to watch. It's going to be a while. Locally for us, outside of some showers and thunderstorms, the waterways, the beaches, the rivers, relatively quiet with the winds. The winds will pick up around a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Barometer's kind of low. It's going to be steady tomorrow, I think. And if you are going to reach the beach, maybe with some summer campers, lots of beach, middle of the day with low tide at the noon hour. Okay, back to what's going to go on. So this was a cool front. Technically, came through over the weekend. Now it's coming back as a warm front with a couple lows along it. That little low I showed you east of us, I think that's going to zip on up to the northeast. This is the low probably to watch. And again, I'm not talking about losing any sleep tonight or tomorrow night, probably through the week. But if you're wondering where that low is going to go, if it's going to intensify, we're probably talking about someplace west of Steinhatchee, maybe as far to the west as Panama City as we head toward the weekend. We'll keep you updated. With that said, I'm just thinking it's going to become more tropical. That means even more humid. Yeah, can you believe it? More humid. And maybe increasing shower and thunderstorm activity as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. In between, we'll gradually watch that front with increasing showers and thunderstorms come our way. And what that means is those of you down around Putnam, southern Flagler County that were the wetter location today, you'll have the wettest weather tomorrow. And then as we head toward Wednesday and Thursday, the wetter weather will begin to spread back up through St. Johns and Clay County. Doesn't mean won't be showers and thunderstorms elsewhere. It's just think wetter to the south. And as we head up toward the weekend, that front then works up toward the first coast. And for now, we'll just say increasing showers and thunderstorms.
Thank you, Tim. Jaguars rookies, quarterbacks, and first-year players reporting to training camp today. The new role Blake Bortles is taking on in year 2 as a Big Cat. Folks, we're pumping up the volume. Next in sports. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jim is up. You are fantastic job. Yeah, Nicky. Cool. Everybody, a third of the players on the Jaguars roster reported to the bank today, including the rookies and the quarterbacks. Blake Bortles is not a rookie anymore, as you know, and he's planning on becoming more of a leader this season.
I think this offseason was kind of big for me to go out and develop a routine, develop kind of a system on how to do certain things, how to take care of your body, how to continue to watch film, how to learn and do all that. So I think the more time you can spend with guys, the better of a leader you're going to become.
The first practice of training camp will begin at 9:55 Friday morning, and only current Jaguar season ticket members will be able to attend. The practices scheduled for Saturday and Sunday morning will be open to all fans, and the night practice scheduled for a week from today will take place at Mandarin High School. Earlier today, a few of the Jaguars rookies said they can't wait for their first training camp to begin.
It's always been a dream, so I'm excited to go out there and compete, and just, see where I'm at this point, in my game.
I just can't wait to get the pads on, see where I'm at, see what it's like to hit in the NFL. I'm really excited about that. I love the physical aspect, so I can't wait to see what they got for me.
Many of you might remember this guy, former FSU ball boy / equipment manager Red Lightning. He became famous for his on-the-field antics that range from sprinting down the sideline to getting in the middle of scuffles to protect his beloved Seminoles. Time now to get socially acceptable with the new opportunity Red Lightning has landed in the NFL. Red Lightning tweeted this out. A new journey begins today. Training camp with the Atlanta Falcons. He's joining the Falcons as an equipment intern for training camp. But if he brings that same intensity he had on Saturdays in Tallahassee, he could stick around for the long haul. From Red Lightning to a moment from the Southern League this weekend that has me asking, seriously? Former Suns and current Pensacola Wahoos catcher Kyle Skipper takes his gear off, throws it down on the ground, and then, yeah, he got ejected. A few minutes later, his manager didn't like it. Pat Kelly takes off his jersey here. He's going to throw it down. I'm mad. I don't like it. He gets tossed. By the way, the Blue Wahoos will be in Jacksonville for a 5-game series, which begins on Sunday. Don't forget to get to the sports section of FirstCoastNews.com to vote in our Ultimate Game Day Experience poll. Here's the deal. If your school wins, the First Coast sports team is coming to your campus to do our Sideline 2015 hour-long preseason kickoff show. Yeah, on August 20th. We'll be showcasing your football team, cheerleaders, dance team, band, and fans during that hour-long special. Hashtag Team Sideline. The Jacksonville Lady Pacers AAU basketball team won the Big Bend Showdown at Florida A&M this weekend. Maria Flores from Inglewood High and Mariah Preston of Wilson High School were named to the all-tournament team. Coach Martin, thank you so much for posting these pictures on Twitter using the hashtag Team Sideline. I'll see you at 7 over on ABC 25.
Final look at the forecast here, Tim.
Yeah, let's take a look. Looks kind of threatening out to the west. Generally speaking, those thunderstorms are way west. Now we're talking about southwestern Baker and Union County. The wetter weather is off to the south with the front. That front has a lot of rain with it. So if you have plans toward Tampa, be aware of the fact that many areas down there are flooding and more rain's on the way. Gradually, that system will begin to bring more rain up our way.
As long as it stays cooler. My parents said it was hotter in Missouri than in Florida today. I was like,
Indeed
yes.
it was.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
See you at 7, see you at 11. Until now, then, we will keep you updated on every detail that serves the law.